You know we be with it, we off in the hood like some wizards. Nobody ever gave us anything. Made something from nothing, just like magicians. Gotta relearn everything. Just to remember that I was forgetting. Just to remember that we had a vision. Did it all, don't know how I did it. Time to go start season to go and you know those crystal truths. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Start season to go and you know those crystal truths. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we on the mission. Start season to go and you know those crystal truths. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Start season to go and you know those crystal truths. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we on the mission. Off on the mission, you know how it goes. Off in the system, they turn up their nose. They took all the soil, but they didn't know. Through the concrete, you see the roads. Eyes ain't open, don't mean I ain't woke. Ain't got no cash, don't mean that I'm broke.
am open. I am open to infinite possibilities. Let's step into the unknown. Again, episode 8, let's make it known. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready, Marcus?
I know I'm ready. I'm definitely ready, especially after this weekend that I had, being with beautiful community, enjoying each other's gifts, enjoying each other's freedom of expression, freedom of being, and having a wonderful time connecting with many individuals with beautiful music, sharing each other's workshops, and just being there for each other vulnerably. It was such a beautiful weekend at the festival I was a part of, and I just really want to continue forward on my journey and with everybody else to bring forward that energy from that community and that festival, as it is so important that we carry forward and build the momentum on the positives and on the beautiful, loving energy that we experience. And it's really easy for us to continue to build momentum on the negatives or to continue to think about negative things. So, just staying with my heart open and just really wanting to continue forward with carrying the momentum of the positive and the loving and beautiful things in life. Yeah, I'm definitely ready. That's for sure.
I got throat chakra, kind of everything's moving, but forgive me because I also have my air flowing and, some things get caught up in there. But what Marcus says, I am in alignment with what Marcus says. Know this, that the lower polarities, we're meant to feel them. They're meant to turn into form so we can learn from them. They're meant to be part of our emotional process in order to learn, to grow, to expand, to be able to step out into the unknown and make it known. So it's okay to be a little, excuse me, fearful, because fearful moves up the polarity. It moves into being a little bit scared. And then it moves into being, I'm just a tiny bit excited. And then it moves into, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm so, right? It's because you're starting to tame the unknown. You're starting to give the unknown a voice. And the unknown is only energy. And what do we learn? We first learned that energy has never been created, nor can it be destroyed. It can only change. And energy is part of the universe, which is part of us, and therefore we give it a command and it changes. It takes new form. And it's scary to change and evolve. It's scarier, let's put it this way, to acknowledge that you're changing and evolving. If you do it where you're unconscious of it, then and you just never know, you never experience or rub up against that vibration called fear that turned into form. But here we're reading, not only are we doing the book of Ra, but everything around it that's vibing in, through, and as it, because Ra wasn't the only one that was channeling to us. How is it possible? How is it infinitely possible that so many entities in coming from different aspects of the divine are channeling the same thing or almost the same thing? It's information that our divine wants us to know about the divine. That knowledge isn't an enemy. That the tree of knowledge is not a bad thing. It was only a scary thing. And then when people started trying to start breaking it down and trying to get it to make sense, it became scary. And they had to step back from it. But they didn't want anyone else stepping into it and finding out that it was scary. They didn't want that first person to do that before them. But they were too scared to do it. You see the perplexity of that? So let's keep everyone else from doing it. And I name no names because everything is an infinite possibility. Why? Because the same people that are closed to progress or change will eventually change and become open to it. So I name no names. I hold no fault. They were part of my story. And once I realized that I could opt out, then I'm the only one that can take responsibility for me, or Marcus for him, or you for you. So I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready, Marcus? Let's go.
Yep, I am ready. I am definitely ready. And as we begin, I wanted to share a little fun and a little gift for everybody. And it's just a little quick minute to a minute and a half videos of a little bit of flow arts. If you guys aren't familiar with what flow arts is, flow arts, I mean, it comes in many different forms and fashions, but the flow arts that I'm referencing here is fire spinning. And fire spinning is a very alchemizing, very therapeutic practice that we have in this human life, where we take different objects, depending on what type of object it is, and you will light the ends on fire, and then you'll basically be in a meditative and spiritual state, spinning the fire therapeutically and intuitively with your flow and with your intuitive nature. And as you spin it, you create different geometrical patterns and you create different forms energetically. And then you're also connecting with the intuitive fire spirit as well. So I was going to share with you guys real quick, just a couple of clips, just to let you get a topic and feel of what fire spinning is like, and also the type of energy that I connect with in my communities when we have these events. Here we are. So this was at Rebirth Festival here in Pleasant Plain, Ohio, and it's hosted by my good friend and sister, Aurora Sky, who is a QHHT hypnotherapist. That's one. And then there's another one. Now, this one that I'm about to show you guys is called the Dragon Staff. And it's personally my favorite so far, but you're going to see why it's called the Dragon Staff.
It must be a French dream. I'm feeling something in my soul. It must be a French dream.
So yeah, that was a little bit of, what we enjoyed during the nighttime when the sun was down, was some really fun fire spinning with many different tools and instruments. It was beautiful. Live music all day, vendors, workshops, holistic healing, people with their crystals, people with their unique gifts that they have. It was really beautiful. And then I did a 10 a.m. chakra balance meditation, and I also gave everybody reishi coffee, and it was an Egypt themed meditation as well.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I went out exploring, and it's my second year in Long Beach. In the first year, I kind of got here towards the very end of summer, so there was no exploration because it went into kind of like a really early dark fall. So I took your advice and I went exploring this weekend for let me show you what I found.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I what I do not have yet is I have to find, there's this thing. Let me see if I can show you, everyone. There's this plate that has holes in it, so it's fine for the sage, the white sage that I have in here for right now. But I also believe that there's a sage melt that I can get that is not smokeless, or that is smokeless, which is what I'm looking for, so that it can be totally smokeless, so that I can burn my sage while I'm in the household with people who have asthma. The thing is, my thing is, yes, I know about holistic and these things, but there are other people that I share my world with that are not where I'm at yet. And therefore I have to, they're part of my story. And because they're part of my story, because I have still wrote them in my story. So I'm occupying a shared space. Therefore, I want to burn my sage, but I don't want somebody to be adversely affected. So this young man right here showed me how I could do it smokeless. He actually showed me the same apparatus and told me that I can burn it. Now what I'm looking for is, I believe it's called a sage melt, and that it'll just melt. I won't have to always use the leaves, but I'm an explorer. So
Yeah, it looks like that. It's pretty much just like a little cube.
a little cube.
Kind of looks like, if everybody out there is familiar with a hookah, it's kind of like a hookah coal that you put on top, but instead it's it's different for this purpose.
It's different, right? So I'm still looking for that. But the two places that I ventured out to and found, and I know, hey, call this a get to know things session before we dive right in. I went to two places. And these are in Long Beach, California, where I am. The first place I ventured out to is called the Elemental Shop.
Oh,
Right? And they're literally less than 5 minutes away from me, right? But of course, they didn't have what I needed. But she wrote down a list and two other places that I go to. So I have to, I follow her on my my Instagram page. Look her up, and if you're in this area, give her a shout. Follow her. It's called the Elemental Shop. The place where I got this apparatus from is called Neem Body Oil. And let's see. And this gentleman was so nice. He's located in Long Beach, California, like 8 minutes away from me. Not even 8 minutes. And he does shea butter, body butter, burning oil, incense, essence, oil, sage. He does a lot of other things. And also he gave me some advice about my throat and coughing and mucus, and told me that I could use I'm trying to think of a black, I think it's called black oil. Hold on a second. Let me get it. Let me make sure. Yes, I left out one word, black seed oil. Okay. And he gave me some of that for my cough. And also it's very good for people who are asthmatic. But as you know, it takes some time when you're going from man-made medicine to holistic, and some people aren't ready to receive that in its entirety. So anyway, but so what do we have here?
wait till you see this. All right, it's the one last thing I want to show. So there's this wonderful brother that I met there, and he's connected to the Ashtar Command. If you're aware of the Ashtar Command out there, the Ashtar Command is a group of entities. It's a group of galactic race or galactic beings.
Okay.
And the Ashtar are one of the heads of the Galactic Federation of Light. So they're part of the positive polarity, so to say. They help with the Galactic Federation. They're kind of in the lead of that Federation of Light. So he creates, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on full screen. He creates these maps, and they're called the conscious maps. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen them online. And there's different types of conscious maps, but they basically like all link different galactic knowledges together with Earth
Push it back
knowledges.
just a little bit. Push it back just a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Look
it'd be
at the
hard to
eyes.
read.
Yeah, it's kind of small,
But-
but I get it though. It's like,
So what it has here is in the middle, it'll have basically different types of illness, different disease, and then it'll connect it with different parts of the body. And then with the different parts of the body, it'll then connect with, outside of that in the next layer, it'll explain to you the causes of that illness or disease. And literally the causes will be mental things, emotional things, physical things, and spiritual things. And then above the causes, it then has basically the solutions or the remedies.
mhm.
So for example, I'll give you guys an example here. Okay, so we have cancer. So for causes, it says genetic and environmental factors, sugar, radiation, preservatives, herbicides, artificial sweetener, coloring, smoking, vaccines, cancers, viruses. And then it has remedies. And the remedies are cellular health, electric medicine, energy healing, spiritual healing, sound healing, crystals, organic diet, turmeric, B17, light therapy, organite, releasing tension, jackfruit, greens. So then, like, from out there, it's really wild. Like, this thing is so in depth that it's unbelievable, honestly. So like it goes out from there, and then it gives you like different type of categories. So it'll say like Eastern medicine, and then it'll have like all the Eastern medicines that you really know of in humanity. So it'll have like traditional Chinese chakra system, Qi force, Tai Chi, Qigong, Ayurveda, reflexology, Tibet, mudras, mantra. Then it has plant medicine, cellular health, immune support, energy healing. And it gives you like different types of energy healing. Like it's amazing. I'll have to find a way to maybe take a picture of it and add it in somewhere so everybody can take a look at it.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
like
We were, let's put it this way: we were having a glorious weekend, and for information, or let's put it, wisdom and understanding was coming through it comes through everything we do, right? Sometimes we just don't acknowledge it because we're just living it, right? So here we are at episode 8. Can you believe that? Episode 8, right?
Episode 8.
Episode 8. What can I say? There's so many more episodes to go, and we think episode 8 is a big woo. We did 8, but you know what? We're going to do more because right now we're perusing through book. I tell you, book 1 of the raw materials, we haven't even got the depth of it, because while doing this, we took book 2 And the divine said, oh, no, we got to look at book 2, and we've got to look at some of this, and then go back to book 1. And then you see at book 1 how they correlate. But come on, people, wait until book 3 gets here at the end of the week, right? And then we're really going to be embodying some information from the galaxy, from the universe, from the divine, the creator of all, because that's what Ra says. They're here representing the law of one, the creator that is, and that is not. The law of the one that is, right? So here we are. We left off talking about I think we were talking about we were talking about Hitler, right? And the reason why a lot of people we were talking about Hitler is because people said, oh, he did such awful, horrendous, horrifying stuff. But yet Ra said he went to what you consider heaven. The higher beingness that was Hitler went to heaven. And everybody goes, oh, he did horrible things. He must have went to hell. Well, if you believe in that hell, that's where you will go. Do you see what I mean? Because it's your belief in that. It's your story. But if somebody who's sitting next to you doesn't believe in that, and they believe that they're actually having this moment where they're having a spiritual moment, having a human incarnation, and that their body will go return back to the no thing, and that their beingness will go back to the all thing, the divine says, let it be so. But it's not that your form didn't exist, and it's not that you can't like the awful and heinous things that Hitler did, but he was having a experience, and the divine was having an experience of itself as Hitler. The divine didn't say it's bad, it's good, but the divine gave us the ability to do that. Gave us the ability to like or dislike something, because then we get to go, okay, what more? We get to go, okay, how do I opt out the story? Because I don't really like it anymore. It's not for my highest and greatest good. It's just that Hitler didn't decide to do that in his form body. He embraced the embodiment of the wanting control. And guess what? The divine said, okay, let it be so. And those individuals that took on that play, that wanted to be play partners, higher beings, that said, okay, if you want to have control, then you have to have somebody to have control. So I'll come in and be that for you. When it's time, I'm going to be the higher being, and the body that I choose is going to be under control. But guess what? The free will gift that was given to every human being when they came in could be utilized. It's called free will. It's called the choice to opt out. And that's what Ra is expressing with these entities that the questions are about. It's about the ability to have free will to change your story at any time. But it's only going to change if you take responsibility for the fact that at some point in time, you have to say enough's enough. Let me change. You can't wait for somebody to do it for you. That's why in this reading that we were doing last Wednesday, it was about you taking responsibility for you, all of you, mind, body, and soul. And acknowledging that everything that does not feel good to you is part of the contrast that helps you grow and expand you. That's all Ra is saying. That's all he said. He came, they came, so that you could have the knowledge of this. Where do we even begin? I thought I was bombarded with a whole lot on Wednesday of stuff that was being reiterated to me by the divine, and then the divine adding more, sprinkling more on it and going, "Ooh, I'm so high." Right? Where do we want to start, Marcus? Where do we want to start?
Good question.
Good question. So I'm going to go back 2 pages. Okay. Okay. Here we go. The questioner says, if an entity were to be strongly biased towards positive societal effects, what would this do to his yellow ray in the aura, as opposed to an entity who wanted to create an empire of society and govern it with an iron fist? So the opposite of the questioner is saying, what would the difference be from somebody saying, I want to service, to service all, and in knowing I'm in service to all, I'm in service to myself, or I want to control, not serve, I want to control everything and everyone. And they're asking, what will that do to the yellow ray? What will that do to one of your heart chakras? Or not chakras, but all of your chakras? What will that do to your yellow ray? I believe yellow ray is your heart chakra. Am I correct, Marcus?
The yellow ray is the solar plexus.
Solar plexus. Okay.
Yep.
Right. So solar plexus is creativity, is it not?
It's your action, your ability to have willpower.
Yes. Your ability to take into your own hands your creative and innovative and the power of self.
Mm-hmm.
So they're asking, what would it do? And the reason why the questioner is asking this is Ra had already told them that our higher beings come to choose between 2 polarities, the polarity of the positive and the polarity of the negative. They get to choose and play around in either one or both, right? With both being balanced, right? And they get to play around with it until about 6th density, where they're going to have to make a choice, right? And the choice, by the time it's 6th density, and the 6th density, let's see, I'll tell you what it's called. 6th density is called unity and balance. It's an indigo ray. It's your 3rd eye. It's part of your light, your light body chakra, and it's a perfect balance of love and wisdom. By the time it gets there, it has to prepare to merge back with the divine in the 7th density. And it can only merge back with love and wisdom. Okay, I brought you up to speed, right? So let's keep reading. The divine wants you to know this for a certain reason. I don't know what the reason is for you, because we're all unique and authentic to our journey in this density. You're going to have to find out how it flows for you, how it resonates for you, what you're called to do or what you're called not to do. Either one. It's about you becoming accountable to, for, and about you. All of us. I'm not sitting here pointing. I'm just saying, because if I'm pointing, there's a couple of fingers pointing back if I'm pointing. Do you see those fingers? Okay. So Ra says, I am Ra. Let us make two such positive or positively oriented active souls no longer in your physical time space. The one known as Albert went into a strange and yeah, you have to understand some of their verbiage. They're using our verbiage based in the time that the channeler, the body of the channel through whom they're channeling is words, and they're picking their words that are best used for the vibration that they're speaking through. Okay. The one known as Albert went into a strange and to it a barbaric story in order that it might heal. This entity was able to mobilize great amounts of energy and what you call money. This entity spent much green ray energy both as a healer and as a lover of your instrument known as the organ. This entity's yellow ray was bright and crystallized by the efforts needed to procure the funds to promulgate its efforts. However, the green and blue rays were of a towering, brilliant nature as well. The higher levels, as you may call them, being activated, the lower level, as you may call them, energy points remaining in balance, being quite bright. Okay, now he's giving another example. Okay, the next example is of someone named Martin. This entity dealt in a great deal of rather negative orange ray and yellow ray vibratory patterns. However, this entity was able to keep open the green ray energy, and due to the severity of its testing, if anything, this entity may be seen to have polarized some more towards the positive due to its fidelity to service others in the face of great catalysts. And the author said, the questioner says, can you give me the last names of Albert and Martin? Ra said, I am Ra. These entities are known to you as Albert Schweitzer and Martin Luther King. All right. The questioner says, I thought that was correct, but I wasn't sure. Can you give me the same type of information that we have been getting here with respect to an unmanifested interaction between self and gadgets and toys and inventions? So they're talking, the next thing is we as human beings have a fascination for toys, i.e. cell phone, computers, tablets, cars, right? So do you see where the information is going? Once you open up the avenues of the vibration of the divine is in all things. The divine is not separate from us. And the divine, through the vibration of wisdom and understanding, we get to make a choice. For the divine, it's not good or bad, happy or sad, or it's just an infinite exploration of itself through us. So hence we can make a vibratory mistake, but we always have an opportunity to take the information from that mistake and then analyze it, and then bring it back into our next moment and create with the information that we got from the mistake. Back to you, Marcus.
Okay. So one thing that I really find fascinating about what Rod has channeled to us is how clear and in depth he literally just described our chakra centers. Like, not even like really symbolic lingo. Like, he didn't reference it as like, 7 candles like Yeshua or Jesus did. He didn't reference it as like some other lingo. He literally just said your energy centers and the color and everything. And wow. So this really goes into one of my main focuses that I teach and that I practice with the people that I work with and hold space for. And I just want to go ahead and pull up a couple of images for us that will give us a diagram and visual presentation of where the chakras are located in the body and how they kind of function and how they work out for us, just to give us a brief description and an education on that, so then we can have a more conscious awareness of what the chakras are, how we can operate with them, how we can have a healthy and conscious relationship with them as well. And then you guys will probably have a new and different perspective of this information that will continue to be shared. So, all right.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Wow, I love this stuff. You can't really beat it. All right, here we are. So I'm just going to kind of describe to you guys real quick, basically how the main 7 chakras are laid out with the human being, how they operate, and what each of the 7 kind of briefly are, just so you guys can have some awareness. So this is one of my favorite posters. I actually add this poster physically in my beginning times of self-awareness. All right. Alrighty, so wait a minute. Let me make sure it did it. Do I need to change what is sharing? Yeah, there we go. I make sure it's the right one. There we go. Okay. So this right here is a very, very clear and thorough, well laid out map of the chakras, along with some other things as well. So our chakras are, in Sanskrit, wheel of energy or wheel of light. And then we have 7 main chakras that align with our physical human being. These 7 chakras, they are not exactly physical. They are more metaphysical or energetic or light. So with that being said, they're not part of our physical human body, but they actually govern and encompass different physical organs and glands throughout the body. And then those organs and glands are typically aligned directly with that chakra location. So the chakras are formed due to our Kundalini energy or our prana or life force energy. being raised from our base. And as it rises from the base, it splits into the two different poles, the left and the right, or the masculine and the feminine. The masculine and feminine weaves in a perfect balance pattern up the spinal column. And through this weaving, at the connecting center points, is where each of the 7 chakras are created and formed. So each of the chakras vibrate and resonate at a certain frequency of energy. And that frequency of energy also correlates to parallel other items as well throughout the universe, such as color, musical notes, foods, as well as other things. So the chakras, they are part of the energy body, which if you look at a map of the human aura or the layers of the human being, you'll see that there are multiple different layers of the human being. Some of those layers I'll go ahead and pull it up for you guys. So some of those layers, when you look at the aura as a whole, some of those layers are the physical body. The physical body is pretty self-explanatory. It is the physical body, the physical avatar that you reside in when you're experiencing your human self in this physical plane. The next body you have is then the energy body, also known as the light body, metaphysical body, or the etheric body. So if you read here, it says first layer, the etheric body. This is the closest energy body to the physical. So with that being said, it's known as metaphysical due to that nature. It's not fully physical. It's a subtle physical, but it's also more light and energy than our physical body is. So with that being said, with this being the next layer out from our physical body, it basically acts as the roadmap or the blueprint system, or you can also say the matrix coding that binds together the other layers of your aura to be experienced through your physical avatar in your holographic reality. So this is why we activate our energy body or our light body every day from sunrise until sundown in many different ancient practices to modern. And this is why we have practices like yoga, tai chi, Chinese traditional medicine, acupuncture, other things that work with the meridian centers, as well as our chakras, because these meridians and these chakras contain consciousness, or a chi substance, as we call it. And when that's activated throughout our body and activated throughout our layers, then consciousness and our intuitive nature just flows through our being and also puts our body in homeostasis. And when we're in that homeostasis, we're constantly and infinitely healing and regenerating while going through experiences, because our light body force is continuously flowing. And this light body also directly affects your magnetism. And your magnetism is everything in this human life when it comes to your ability to manifest, your ability to attract, and your ability to be grounded, as well as activated and ascended. So last thing I want to say with that also is, when we have a healthy energy body and when it's more activated online, then we're able to access more of our psychic abilities, as well as our intuition, and we'll have natural abundance circulating and attracting to us. And with that, you also have a better chance and a higher chance of continuously clearing yourself from any imbalances or any energies that could be causing blockages and dis-ease throughout the being. So there's many ways to clear out that energy field, whether it's practices, diets, water, and many other beautiful things out there. But I just wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can have that type of connection to relate with this teaching today. And
You are infinite beings with the infinite possibility of cleansing everything about you, everything. So, I'm just saying that you're a powerful being with infinite possibility, many different ways of cleansing and healing yourself, and your body knows how to do it automatically. It really does. We thought that we came. I used to hear a lot of people when I was growing up in the 60s and to the late 60s and very early 70s. I would always hear older people than I telling the younger people, you came into this world alone and you'll go out of this world alone. But I'm just saying you didn't. The divine came in as the perfect package inside your knapsack. Have you ever had your parent bother you so much on the first time you were going on a trip, a seven-day trip? You were 12 years old and you're going on your first camping trip. And if they could have, they would have been put in your backpack or your suitcase. If they could fold themselves up, they would have went with you to protect you, to make sure you ate right, to make sure you wore the right clothes and stayed warm. Well, your infinite creator put itself not only in the backpack that it gave you, but it decided, I'm going to flow in, through, and as you. And I'm going to experience you as you experience everything that I created for you infinitely. And then I'm going to give you some guides who already been there, done that, who have already shifted and did the evolutionary shift. And I'm going to let them come in from time to time and give you some hints. But I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm just going to give you the information. And then you do what you want with it. And we'll see, we'll just go on the exploration with you, and we're going to be right? Haven't you ever had a car ride with your parents where you wish they would just stop singing along with the music and let you enjoy the music, right? Well, that's your divine. That's your creator. Your creator says, you got this because I gave you everything and I'm here with you. At any time you want to have a conversation with me, I'm here. And if you don't want to do it directly with me, I got some people that you can talk to and they'll get the message to me because they're tuned in, they're turned on, and they're jacked in, and they know exactly what if you ask, they know exactly what to transmit. So here we've got, like I said, Ra, Bashar, Hatpan. We've got everyone. We've got Sandee. We've got Marcus. We've got a whole plethora of people on on all of the internet, everywhere, and not all at once. We've got people on Spotify and iTunes who've got workshops, who've got podcasts, and the divine says, at any point you can get in touch with me, honey bunny, if you need me. Now, everything that you hear might not be for the highest and greatest of your good, but I guarantee you, you're going to feel what is necessary for your highest and greatest good, and you take that. And guess what? I speak every language. I vibrate every language everywhere. And I can speak at the same time to about 8 billion people and more. I'm proud of myself that I can do that. The divine said that I'm proud of myself that I can do that. I'm seeking myself through you. I'm proud that I created this, your creation. Look at yourself the way I look at you. Go do the mirror effect. That's what duality is all about, baby. So let's keep reading. So then they're talking about the gadgets and the inventions and the toys of man, of humankind. We're not even going to break it down between mankind and womankind and anything, of humankind, right? They're going to say that, I'll read that question one more time, right? It says, can you give me the same type of information that we have been getting here with respect to the unmanifested interaction between self and gadgets and toys and inventions? Ra says, I am Ra. In this particular instance, we again concentrate for the most part in the orange and yellow ray energies. Okay, orange or yellow ray is third density. They're talking about density now. And orange ray is second density. Okay, second density is growth and movement. It can represent the chakra, the sacral chakra, which is also the chemical body. And yellow ray is the solar plexus chakra, which is also the chemical body. But it's more of self-awareness and becoming aware that you can make a choice. Right? Okay. So Ra also goes, in a negative sense, many of the gadgets among your people, that is what you call your communication devices, and other distractions such as the less competitive games, may be seen to have the distortion of keeping the mind-body complex, spiritual complex, unactive, so that the yellow and the orange ray activity is much weakened, thus carefully decreasing the possibility of eventual green ray activations. Green ray is what is green ray? Green ray is, let's see, I thought I had it right, wrote down, the fourth density, which is love and understanding. Right? So we depend on these tools, and it kind of numbs us to grow, to our growth and expansion, our growth into acknowledging that we have these abilities to create, to become who we are, opening up to the fact that we have this higher being. And the divine wants me to give you an example. Once upon a time, we were all excited about the fact that we were going online with this new ability to what they call algorithm. Oh, this algorithm is going to be great. This is going to be great. It's going to grow and expand, and it's going to come online, and we're going to just enjoy it. And everybody's excited because it's new. But an algorithm, if you break down that word, an algorithm is just a story. So what they did was they told you a story of how they viewed you, how they believed you would move and be, and how it linked up to all the tools that you were using and your toys, including your video games and everything. Now you've got the ones that it's so as if you're really there in the game, right? And the algorithm is that you've got no time for anything else. All you are is a scroller. And they apply it to your toys. And then that's who you become. You integrate with your toys. You become your toys, and your toys become you. You become the phone that you can't take from your ear, and that phone becomes you. Because if you lose your phone, who are you? It's got all my information in it. I gotta ever start over again? And then you get to judge other people who grew up without those applications. They had to use their mind and put phone numbers in their recall center called their brain. And then they had to go get a phone number out of their brain, remembering it by rote.
All
to
right.
say we lost Instagram.
Are you good for a part 2?
I am good for a part 2.
Alrighty then. Everybody, we're going to take a moment to get Instagram part 2 fired up. Thank you for staying with us on the YouTube side. You guys just stick around and we'll be getting it going in just a couple of minutes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll be right back.
exploring multidimensional bodies of being human. Like
What does it mean to be a multidimensional human being? Are we merely physical bodies wandering through space? Or is there more to our existence than meets the eye? The exploration of these questions uncovers the fascinating complexity of our human personality, a multidimensional entity shaped by a myriad of factors. Dive into the depths of personality psychology, and one encounters a spectrum of dimensions that constitute the human personality. These dimensions, often considered as traits, are characteristics that define our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The most widely accepted model, the five-factor model, encapsulates 5 broad dimensions: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Openness, the first dimension, touches upon our willingness to experience new things, to be imaginative, and to appreciate different forms of art and beauty. It's the creative spark, the curiosity that drives us to think outside the box. Conscientiousness, on the other hand, is the force that keeps us grounded. It's the discipline that drives us to fulfill our duties and obligations, to be organized and methodical. It's the dimension that keeps our lives in order, ensuring we don't stray too far from the path. Extroversion, the third dimension, is the energy that fuels our social interactions. It's the desire to be around others, to be the life of the party, to thrive in social situations. It's the dimension that keeps us connected, forging bonds and relationships. Agreeableness, the fourth dimension, is the compassion that makes us human. It's the empathy that allows us to understand others, to be kind and considerate. It's the dimension that keeps us united, fostering harmony and cooperation. Lastly, neuroticism is the dimension that reflects our emotional stability. It's our response to stress, our tendency to experience negative emotions like anxiety, anger, or depression. It's the dimension that tests our resilience, challenging us to find balance. These dimensions do not exist in isolation, but are intricately intertwined. The interaction between these dimensions shapes our unique personality, influencing how we perceive the world and how we interact with it. For instance, a person with high openness and low conscientiousness might be a creative dreamer, always brimming with ideas but struggling to bring them to fruition. Moreover, our personality dimensions are not fixed, but can evolve over time. Life experiences, personal growth, and maturity can lead to shifts in our personality dimensions. The ever-changing nature of these dimensions adds another layer of complexity to our multidimensional personality. In summary, being a multidimensional human means possessing a unique blend of personality dimensions that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The five-factor model, comprising openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, provides a comprehensive framework for understanding these dimensions. Their interaction creates our unique personality, and their evolution over time reflects our personal growth. So the next time you ponder about what it means to be human, remember that you are not just a physical entity. You are a fascinating tapestry of personality dimensions, ever evolving, ever changing, making you the unique, multidimensional human being you are.
Have you ever wondered what chakras are? Or perhaps you've heard about them, but aren't too sure of their purpose and significance. Today, we venture into the fascinating world of chakras and their connection to the light body. In the realm of spirituality, chakras are often described as spinning wheels of energy. They are 7 in total, each located in different parts of our body, from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, each serving a unique purpose in our life and well-being. Beginning at the base, we find the root chakra. This one grounds us, offering a sense of security and stability. Its energy is that of the earth, solid and nurturing. Moving upwards, we encounter the sacral chakra. This is the center of our creativity and passion, the place where our emotions and desires reside. Next is the solar plexus chakra, sitting in the center of our being. It is the source of our personal power, the core of our identity and self-esteem. Heart chakra, as the name suggests, is located in the heart region. It is the epicenter of love, compassion, and kindness. In the throat, we find the throat chakra, the portal of our communication, our voice in this world. The third eye, located in the center of the forehead, is the home of the third eye chakra. This is our intuition's command center, our inner guide. Finally, at the top of our head is the crown chakra, our spiritual connector, linking us to the universe and the divine. Now, you might be wondering, what's the connection between these chakras and the light body? The light body, or energy body, is a blueprint of our physical body, but made of pure energy. It's like a sophisticated network of light. And guess what? Our chakras are the major hubs in this network, regulating the flow of energy through our system. Understanding chakras and the light body is like having a roadmap to your inner self. It helps you tune into your energy, recognize blockages, and realign your system for optimal well-being. For those yearning to delve deeper into this intriguing subject, join Marcus Christolight of Sacred Light for Light Body Awareness 101, all about chakras. This enlightening event will take place live on Instagram, Sacred Light 33.
Ooh, yeah, you guys can check that out if you would like. It's on the YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, Light Body Awareness 101, all about chakras. And we are back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Part 2. Part 2 of episode 8. We had to do it in 2 parts. So much information. Right? So let's get back. We're talking about our toys. Right? And Ra says that, let's see, we'll go back one sentence. In a negative sense, many of the gadgets among your people, that is what you call your communication devices and other distractions, such as the less competitive games, may have, now it's saying may. It depends on what you put into it. Everything is on an individual or a authentic you category. You're the only scale by which you weigh it by. Is you. You, and your higher you. Your ego you, and your you the body, and your you the higher I. You get to weigh these things and how much they take up in your space, how much energy they use. You, and you. Right? So he's saying the mind, body, spirit complex unactivated so that the yellow and the orange ray activity is much weakened, then thus carefully decreasing the possibility of eventual green ray action. Like you just saw in that video, we have these, it's kind of like our higher beings moving up the polarities to merge back with the divine. And I do this because most people think that the divine is outside of them. But if we do it like this, that our chakras are moving up, boom, 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 right? And our higher beings are making the choice of a positive and a negative polarity as they move up the polarity to merge back with the, but it's etherical. It's way up here, but it's all inclusive of you, right? And everything we do and say about us our chakra, through our throat chakra, the divine is listening and saying, okay, let it be so. The divine will never say no to you. Why? Because the divine gave you free will to utilize at your own will. It said, your will is my will. Not we've been taught the other way around, that God's will is our will. The divine said, I gave you free will, use it. And when shit goes wrong, admit it, because you used it. And then go and say, what do I want to do next? I didn't like the way that felt. My emotions were off the scale. I want to surrender that story. I want to opt out. I want to opt out of the instruments that I chose. I didn't like that story. Whatever the story is. You could be just watching too much political stuff and so totally confused that you don't know what to choose, but you choose just anything because somebody told you, you have to choose something. You have to do an either or. And you didn't know that there was a third choice to opt out. So you made a choice. It wasn't for your highest and greatest good, based on the tools that you were using, based on the gadgets that you were using. And then you can either play the victim, or as Ross says, you can make a choice. Be responsible for yourself. What do you want to take? What do you want to use? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Do you want to stop blaming people? Because the blame game ain't working for you. Being a victim ain't working for you. Ain't that a bunch of shit? You have to be responsible for you. All this time, we thought that we could make everybody else responsible for the shit that happens to us. And nope, that's not the way it works. We got all this energy and power within us, and it's kind of boop, 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 boop. And it works the same way for our higher being. Ain't that the shit? It's one thing to think that this life is all about body, about body and mind. And it's all about that. And I got free will to use this body and mind. But then you throw in that your higher being came in here to make some choices. Right? I'm just saying. And guess what? We're the choices it gets to make about. Because we're thinking about our television and our VCR and our video games and everything, but we're the tool that our higher being gets to make choices about higher polarity and the lower polarity, the negative and the positive. Holy shit. I want to be involved in there. I want to ask my higher being, what you got planned for me? Can I help you out? I think I remember the divine saying, I can ask you what I need to ask you. What did you come here for? What you what you think you about to take me through? Wait a second. If you're going to ride in me, I want to make sure my wheels are available for you. What terrain are you about to take me on? I need to know if I can drive in that desert. I need to know if I've got flotation devices so that I can cross that ocean for you. I need to know. I'm just saying. It just, when I found that out, it tickled me because it was like, I got to know. And it ain't even the Gemini thing anymore. It's like, we got to know what we're going through, because I've already been through some stuff that I figured out. I knew I wasn't alone doing it, but now I got it figured out. So Ra is saying that, it weakens our orange ray. It weakens our yellow ray, especially when we're trying to get to the green ray. Especially when we're trying to climb up a freaking ladder. And when you're climbing ladders, you don't want to miss a step. It's not like you can skip steps, skip the stairs. right? Ross says, others of your gadgets may be seen to be tools whereby the entities explore the capabilities of its physical and mental complexes, and some few cases, the spiritual complex, thus activating the orange ray. So sometimes you kind of get there and you get right and you activate it. But here's the thing, you want to know how you got there so that you can get there again in other situations and other circumstances, because you don't just live. You live life in moments, but they're different moments, different aspects. Some aspects is about money. Some aspects is about love. Some aspects is about raising kids or not raising kids, or not being able to have kids, or being traumatized when you were a kid to get to how you are as an adult, how you're going to relate to other adults. So it's about being able to know what you did, when you did, how it worked for you, and if it's going to work for you again. So you got to know what tools work for you and what tools are not for your highest and greatest good. And those tools include watching news 24/7. Those tools include listening to music that's not for your highest and greatest good, because it triggers something in you to be irritated and agitated. Who's going to tell you that but you? Or some tools are other people, other fucking people who ain't got nothing to say but nothing. Like my mother used to say, they ain't saying nothing but nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Come on. Wasn't that a song? I think the Beatles sang it. I think Billy Preston sang it. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. But you got to know what the nothing was, so that you know that it's okay that you left it behind there and it ain't coming back, hiding as something else, masquerading as something else. You got to know what that, you got to see, feel, and know what that vibration feels like. So even if it's sneaking in, you can say, I see you. I feel you. Right? It says, these may be seen to be ways of investigating the feelings of power, more especially power over others, or a group power over another group or others. That's lower energy. That's the negative polarity. To get what you want to get because you have power over others, because it doesn't matter how you get it, and it doesn't matter who gets hurt as long as you get it. And ain't that a bunch of stuff that your higher being gets to feel, that it gets to decide if it wants to kind of flourish in that. And if it's doing it and you're not giving any feelings about it, how your body feels about it, how your not just the feelings, but the emotions. If the emotions are driving you to feel a certain way, you have to tap in to your higher being and say, that's not for my highest and greatest good. I don't like that. It doesn't feel good for me. Let me show you something else that feels a little bit better. Why? Because here's the thing, even though it's moving up the polarity and it has the destination to feel the higher and lower polarity, it has to do it within your free will. Well, back to you, Marcus. We'll just drop that. That's a drop the mic twice. Okay.
Wow. Ooh-wee.
Whoa. Right?
Okay. I got something for us.
Oh, he got something.
I guess today's a very, very informative graphic day on my side of things. So I got a great graphic to complement beginning of what you were talking about, which is the musical notes. So you guys can go to Google or Bing or whatever you like to use, and you can just type in chakra musical note, and you can find many different informative resources for this. But I'll go ahead and show you guys one resource. And this is on Bing. So if you look here, you can see the 7 chakras, and they actually also show you the upper and lower heart as well, which is pretty interesting.
Oh, that's really interesting, because I never knew
Mhm.
about the upper and lower heart. I just thought it was just one, all the heart chakra. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. So as you can see here, they show you the root all the way up to the crown. And then next to it, they give you the musical note. So root is A, sacral is B, solar plexus is C, lower heart is C. I'm not exactly sure what that identifies as in that symbolism, but
C sharp.
okay, so C sharp. And then the heart is D, the upper heart is D sharp. And then throat chakra is E, the brow or the third eye is F, and then the crown is G. So then next to that, they also give you a resonant frequency that chakra vibrates at, which also means that musical note also vibrates at. So 432 for the root, 480 for the sacral, 528 for the solar plexus, 552 for lower heart, 594 for the heart, 624 for the upper heart, 672 for the throat, 720 for the brow, and then 768 for the crown as well. So there are other frequencies that can be utilized for the chakras as well that you can find in other people's maps and explanations. But yeah, this is just a basic example of the type of information you can find with a simple research online. And you guys have all this information and knowledge just right here, at the tip of your fingers any day to be able to research, integrate, and practice with. So, definitely be open-minded to the possibilities of what you can connect with in a quantum and very fast level with this beautiful technology that we have on this planet.
I'm telling you, the divine has made sure that there is in every modality of our communication of devices. The divine created the energy by which it was created. The energy just became all these modalities. No matter how many times we upgrade to a new phone, the divine will be able to integrate with that vibration. No matter how many times you say that IG is messing with the vibration, IG is glitching, IG is cutting me off, you got more power than IG. Because they're tapped in. I guarantee you, they know a version of it. They know a version of how to manipulate the energy for their highest and greatest good. But if it isn't for the highest and greatest good of their service, they're working on a lower polarity. What is that? Is that black obsidian?
That is labradorite.
Labradorite.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So labradorite is it's a very ancient used stone. It definitely helps with the throat chakra and third eye chakra. So it helps you with your expressions, helps you with your creative output. It helps you with your ability to communicate and also to be able to pick up on information and to process and discern the information too. So along with that, also helps you with your third eye. So it helps you connect with your intuitive nature, as well as bridging that mind and communication with the heart. So it's like a bridge for bringing the mental energy and the intuitiveness into communication, into the physical and the human realm.
People, do you see how everything is connected to everything? The divine made wholeness so simple, so sweet. And guess what? Wholeness is you. Oh.
And it's just so beautiful to look at. Like crystals have such a beautiful aura and colors to them. It's just everything's so delightful about them.
Their wholeness, their energy.
Yeah.
The earth, doesn't it make you feel all giddy? And so I feel giddy when I think about how alive the earth is. How for once upon a time, mankind thought that earth was just a bunch of dirt spinning around all by itself in darkness. And here we are now, finding out that earth has a consciousness. For me finding out that earth consciousness decided that it wanted to have a foreign body, and it wanted to shift in a foreign body. It wanted to do everything it could do in formless, and it wanted to have a foreign body, and said, wouldn't it be wonderful to play like that? And now I just truly understand, as children, as we were children, most of us, I won't say all of us, had great childhoods, but for those that had the ability to embrace childhood, that we got to play from the time the sun came up to the sun went down. We got to make believe till some of the stuff. I mean, I remember sitting in the dirt with my friends making hamburger patties with mud, and a couple of my friends taking it so much further by eating the hamburger patties and going, yum. And they lived long lives. Matter of fact, they're still living now. Okay, but do we dare to do what we do as children with our chakras were online. We had no problem with our chakras. Most of the time, we never had colds. We never got flus. We would always go, how come I can't get sick and not go to school? Because I was feeling good. I had to go. But as soon as I got home, I threw off them clothes, school clothes, put on my shorts and my flip-flops, and I was outside till the streetlights came on, being inventive, being creative. Now I know what to call them. All of my chakras were like firing off. Putting towels on my head, singing in my brush, thinking that I was one of the Supremes or whatever. Right? You laugh at me, but hey. No, I know those are laughing, but baby, you've been doing that too. And then all of a sudden, when there was a moment where we started listening to that information that had been downloaded when we weren't paying attention, it was still being downloaded, but we weren't paying attention to it. And it started to affect our chakras. We were being told by people who we believed knew better, or people who we believed loved us, that you should do it this way, or it's done this way, right? Or there were certain people that when they were kids, they used to suck their thumb when they were trying to work through things. And sucking your thumb, you don't do that when you're 12. You don't do that when you're 25. You may have done that when you're a baby, but you don't. And then you take away that ability, that coping mechanism. And now they've got to cope with these abilities. They don't know how to replace it because nobody told them. But they were told they couldn't do it, but they were given an opportunity or a replacement to cope as at 9 years old. I use that because I had people tell my youngest son not to do that. And I would tell, when my son would do it in my presence, I knew, oh, you're thinking about something. Do you want to talk? And he would just I said, when you're ready to talk, we can talk. I wouldn't stop him. Oh, Sandee, you can't let him do that. That's going to ruin his teeth and blah, blah, blah. When he was in my presence, I let him do it. And every once in a while, he might go there and I'll know that he's got something on his mind. But it's okay, because in his chakras, that's part of his energy that helps him figure it out. Why take that away? Because somebody else told you you couldn't. So you can listen. You can actively listen. That's a vibration, actively listen. But just because somebody tells you something doesn't make it so. Hence, when you tell yourself something, is it going to make it so or not? Because the divine says, let's make it so. So are you going to go inward and actually discern the information that you're getting from whatever communications you're getting it from? I watched a show that was suggested to me by someone. And the show was called, I believe it was called Boy Swallows Universe. It's called Boy Swallows Universe. It's on the Netflix. It was based in Australia, and I got the information that she knew I was looking for, the vibratory information, but the story itself was about drugs and children getting caught up in the drugs and whatnot. But if you watch the story, you might see what resonated for me, and that I love the ability that I live in a time where I can have this on Netflix and fast forward through shit that isn't for my highest and greatest good, and still understand the story. So I enjoy those tools because I can fast forward through the part where it's got a lot of fighting in it, and men being very aggressively nasty to women, and that whole thing. But the story itself was about his brother at some point, because he had a near-death experience, but when he came back, he could kind of tell the future. And he wouldn't speak anymore, but he would motion the words, and the words would show up in vibration to his family. And he would be telling the future of something that's going to happen. And my friend went, that's what you want to know. That's what, and literally at that point I was captivated. That's how I know I can tell what I watch for my highest and greatest good, and what I don't allow in. I leave it in the room. The energy stays in the room. You can do that too. But the question is, do you want to? Most people will talk about the whole thing and not see the golden nuggets. Oh, that was bad. All it was about was drugs and violence but there was some nuggets, because the young man said there are many. It was telling his brother, don't you understand? We have many choices. We've come back before to do this. And asked his brother, didn't you have the dream where you picked up this red phone? Did you not know it was me on the other end? And the brother was like, how do you know about the dream? This is what Ra is talking about. We've got all these communication skills. When we go to sleep and we allow our body to heal and rejuvenate and replenish, our soul is taking us on a journey. Are you awake? And you go, well, I'm asleep. No, are you awake? Your body is sleeping, Matter of fact, some believe that when you sleep, your body dies, and when you wake up in the morning, you're reborn. Are you listening? So many infinite possibilities of the communication, right? So the questioner says, what is the general overall effect of television? Ooh, we're about there, because everybody likes TV. I'll tell you, I like TV. Always have, always will. Okay, but there's growth and expansion if you're seeking it. And the questioner says, what is the general overall effect of television on our society with respect to this catalyst? Ross says, without ignoring the green ray attempts of many to communicate via with this medium, such information of truth and beauty, I'm gonna slow down because I'm too excited. Okay, Divine is telling me to slow my roll. I'm gonna slow it down. I'm so excited. Okay, without ignoring the green ray attempts of many to communicate via this medium such information of truth and beauty as may be helpful, we must suggest that the sum efforts of this gadget is that of distraction and sleep. With anything, you have to, have a certain, you have to have a way to say, okay, enough's enough. I've taken in enough, and then now I'm going to balance it with sleep, rest, and something else. Most people fall asleep with the TV on because they need some kind of people speaking to them. They need background noise. But while you sleep, you're unconscious to you're not able to discern while you sleep. So everything gets filtered in and processed through with no discernment and no judgment, not even your ego. There's a moment of balance, right? The questioner asks, can you give me the same type of information that we are working on now with respect to war and rumors of wars? The fact that he says it like that is literally in the Bible, in the Old Testament, it talks about a place that is wars and rumors of wars, which the actual place was where the Israelites and others are fighting a war all the time, and it's over land. They're having a rumor that there might be a war, and they're having wars all the time. Now, there's other stories based on that people utilize to keep that going, because they heard that in the Bible and they used it to placate when they want money or when they want to make money. A war is always a good thing to have when you want to make money. A war is always a good thing to have when you want to separate people. Right? So Ross says, I am raw. You may see this in relationship to your gadgets. This war and self relationship is a fundamental perception of the maturing entity. We think we know. We must know. We figured out how to get what we want, and all we have to do is sacrifice others. Right? There is a great chance to accelerate in whatever direction is desired. One may polarize negatively by assuming precocious attitudes for whatever reason. One may find oneself in the situation of war and polarize somewhat towards the positive activations of orange, yellow, and then green by heroic. Some people are in the act of war. Some people don't want to be there, but they're going to, the fact that they're there, they're going to help others before they help themselves. They're going to put themselves in harm's way to help others. They're going to they're going to activate the polarity of the positive. Right? Okay. So if you may call them this, actions take to preserve the body, mind, and spirit complexes of other selves. The body, mind complexes of other selves. Fifth density. Fourth density. Whoa. And then Ross says, finally, one may polarize very strongly, third ray, by expressing the principles of the universal love at the total expense of any distortion towards involvement in bellicose actions. So that means even if they're in, they've been pulled into a negative polarity, war, and being in the midst of two gangs fighting or whatever, they're going to try to make a way out of it so that everybody survives the whole event, even at the cost of self. I know. You say to yourself, I'm not getting in the middle of shit. If they all want to kill themselves, let them kill themselves. I ain't getting in the middle of it. The series that I watched, it was an 8 episodes of the series. And the little boy that's part of this, the little boy that swallows the world, is wanting to be the person that calms the nerves on both sides. He wants to figure it out on both sides. He wants to negotiate at the cost of himself. He said, I'm willing to die for it. I'm willing to die for my mother. My mother is not, you accused her of selling drugs, but it wasn't her. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know it. And she knows it, and she's trying to protect everybody else. But I want to protect her. So I'm going to get in the middle of this, and I'm going to figure out what these adults couldn't figure out at the cost of self. He was just a kid, and it was just a movie, but it opened up. I took some notes. That's the higher polarity. That's the positive. That's what our higher being has come to choose. It's come to be part of a higher polarity and the negative and the positive, and then it gets to decide how it flows. Now, if it does it solely without you being, part of it, then you get what you get. Because if your higher being has no other way of choosing a positive polarity versus a negative polarity, then you're going to get whatever it gets. And if you're in third density, you do it again because the karmic life comes back around if the higher being so chooses to. if it chooses to do it again in your family lineage. Whoa, that's some mega shit. I had to ask my higher being, because it was like, I was feeling some of this shit. Very first time I was ever called a bitch, I never wanted to be called a bitch again, because that hurt deep, deep, deep. And it was like, how can I not do this? Well, my mother, through the divine spirit, she said, well, Sandee, do you know what it means? She gave me the definition. She says, what about this in this definition were you? And I said, none of it. She says, well, you can be called that by association. And I said, what does that mean? She says, well, you can run with people who have been called bitches for whatever their reasons are. And if you're playing with them, maybe, and I don't know, I think I was 11 or something. I know that's deep to have a child at 11 think about, but I had to think about that shit. I was running with a clique of girls who were the little boys were calling them that for whatever their reason. But I had to go, okay, enough of that. I don't want that. I had to be responsible for me. I had to say, okay, well, done with that. If you going through some stuff, ask your higher being, why the fuck you going through it? I guarantee you your higher being will answer you if you're ready to hear it. It can tell you it, and then you can turn a blind eye to it. And guess what? Life is going to do its karmic loop, and it's going to come back around to you, and it's going to say, well, are you ready to deal with it? Oh, no, you're not. Okay, I'll come back around. It's no guarantee that it's not going to come back around and rock your world. But Ra is saying that you are involved in these polarities that do mess with your chakras. You're very much a part of the placement or the alignment of your life and how you choose it. And it's going to affect you from the inside out and from the outside in. Whoa, right? Brings us right back to what Marcus was saying, being accountable. Get to know thyself. Come on. Hashtag get to know thyself. Let me say it again. Get to know thy fucking self. You're responsible. Not God. God's responsible for being the dreamer, having the dream about the dreamer dreaming. Let's break that down. The dreamer, the divine, is having a dream about you, the dreamer, dreaming that you're a human being. And that's all that the divine is responsible for. Because then the divine said, you get to have free will. You get to ride the polarities up and down. You get to ride the roller coaster. And then you get to tell the roller coaster to fucking stop when you're dizzy. Whoa. Back to you, Marcus. Here, we're dropping one mic here and one mic here.
Wow, okay.
I'm just saying. Oh, holy shit. Holy moly, Batman. I need some water after that one.
Yeah, so, yeah, with just love to everybody out there. I showed you many resources today of how you can really tap into and have pretty simplified and tangible explanations and pretty laid out ways of practicing and integrating this knowledge of self and the exploration of being multidimensional as a human. And You guys can always explore my YouTube channel anytime. I have whiteboard teachings going over that stuff, as well as screen shares of presentations, as well as different images that I've made for the chakras. And you guys can also tap into many different episodes as well. Along with that, you guys can always use your own resources. Just Google or Bing, whatever software you use. And you can find all sorts of information on the chakras, on the aura, the different bodies of the human, as well as different ways that you can just research on how to balance a chakra, what type of foods you can use, what type of practices, what type of frequency, all sorts of things. Along with that, just remembering that, your intuitive nature, the more that you can keep your energy field clear and you can keep it flowing through your energy centers and circulating, creating your electromagnetic field in a strong and beautiful way, then you're able to access your intuitive nature a lot more simpler and organically. And with that, you're also able to attract, manifest, and ground to the earth in a lot more free and abundant flow. And along with that, just remembering also that, we live by moment, so to say. Even if you find yourself, quote unquote, in a rut or stagnant, whatever we kind of go through in this contrast of existence, just remember that even in that moment, when you believe or feel that you are in that state that you are believing that moment, just remember that there's always a solution. There's always a next step. There's always another thought form or action that you can take to alter, alchemize, or transform, transmute whatever it is that you're experiencing in this energetic life. And just remember your resources. We have a lot of things at the tip of our hands.
A lot. Ross says, I leave you, my friends, in love and light of the one infinite creator. Go forth, then, rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one infinite creator, Adonai. Adonai, let it be so. Growth and expansion. There will always be something new to know. It will come in portions, or it'll come all at once and knock you off your feet and onto your buttocks. Take what resonates for you. Don't try to let it make sense for anybody else. And I certainly understand that in this growth experience, you want to take everybody with you because, hey, you want them to go where you go. But if they let go of your hand, you got to go, all right, you come on when you're ready, but I gotta go. It's okay. The divine got you. The divine's got your back. The divine's got your front. The divine's got all your peripheral vision. Everywhere the divine is. There's nowhere that the divine is not. So when you're on this journey and this path, when you're on the higher polarity or the lower polarity, know that the divine is moving in, through, and as you on this journey. You're an explorer. Go ahead and explore. Know that everything that you see that is a blockage, it doesn't have a key in it. It's not locked. It may look like a cage, but the door is unlocked. You just have to push on it. And you have to know where you want to go, who you want to be and how you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to see, or what you do not want to see, what you do not want to do, where you do not want to go. You can turn over the stone. Do you and do you gloriously. Don't fear any mistakes because it's a mistake. You get to analyze it, break it down, and then in your now moment, you get to create the whole kit and caboodle a whole different way.
That's right.
Ascend beyond limitation. Whoa.
Dun-dun.
Are you ready? Join us for episode 9 on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you got us again on Sunday. Whoa. Are we ready to party? I know I am. Are you, Marcus?
Oh, yeah. It's time to celebrate life. It's time to celebrate what we love and share this beautiful consciousness together. God is switching up the code. Are you on YouTube? Yes, we are on both YouTube channels if you want to tap in on that side, as the Instagram may cut off in just a moment. So feel free to tap in on the YouTube if you would like to. But yeah, I'm definitely ready to celebrate and party. That's for sure. On Wednesday.
Let's get this party started. And then on Sunday evening, what, 3:33 p.m., 6:33 p.m. Hey, you know, Rock got a lot to say. He got 5 volumes. He got 5 books. I mean, I know that there are other people that got more, and I know that there are other writers that Raw channeled through. I mean, we could be talking to him till I turn 141. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right. IG gave us the full hour. Thank you, IG. Thank you, and thank you.
On that note, I have something for us as we close out today.
At last. Welcome to you. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No, the honor is mine. Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neil?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
Oh man. Gosh, such a classic. Such a classic.
How
All
far
right.
does your rabbit hole go, guys? That was I'm just saying, that was his rabbit hole. How deep does yours go? The matrix or the illusion or the awareness has been offered to you and you woke up in it. Now you get to decide what you want to do. You can run from it, which is what your ego might want you to do because it wants to protect you, or you can start tearing down the angles of the matrix and building. You're the creator. You're the divine. You're the master builder. You're the architect. And you have this rabbit hole that's truly yours, and it's infinite possibilities that flow all around you. There are a plethora of wonders that flow around you. There's so much information that can be given to you that it'll take lifetimes upon lifetimes to take it all in and create. But you gotta do who you gonna be. Just saying, there's a shitload for me to see. I'm excited.
There's a lot to be excited for.
Ooh.
We have a little bit of card medicine for us tonight in our Ascending Beyond Limitation space. And as you can maybe see, this is a Egyptian themed deck, so this resonates heavily with Ra and many other energies. And if you look here in this imagery, you can kind of see, if you remember from our teachings today, you can see that splitting almost like the life force energy or kundalini rising behind this serpent being, very identical to what we saw as the formation of the chakras throughout the body. So this card has some type of representation of life force, birthing, creating, wisdom, serpent energy. And then you can probably see there's a serpent-headed being here. And it's also holding the Ankh of life. The Ankh of life is a symbol of eternal life. It's balance and wholeness, male, female, masculine, feminine, upper and lower. And then there's some other aspects as well. And I'll go ahead and check just real quick what the divination meaning is for this card in the deck. And for everybody out there, this is from, it's called the Book of Doors, and it is a divination deck, alchemical oracle from ancient Egypt. It also goes by the original Egyptian names as well. Okay. So Hehut is the name, and it is spelled Hehut for everybody out there that is interested in possibly researching this spiritual archetype and spirit guide. And it represents eternity in this oracle. And it says that she is a snake that forms the sound for eternity, infinity, and millions of years. She is the feminine force in dictating direction and consecration. The divinatory meaning in this deck is the possibility of transcending time limitations, spiritual evolution, and transformation. So this is the energy that if you choose out of your own will to...
I think Goddess wants you to show that book one more time, the actual book.
Oh, the actual book?
Yeah, to show the front. She said it was a little blurry before.
Book of Doors divination deck. And then it's an alchemical oracle from ancient Egypt. I actually believe this has a light on it. Let me see. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, very beautiful deck. It's got different type of spreads, of course. And there's like a 10-card spread and some others. But yeah, that's the energy that's being invited. If you would like to receive it and work with it, use it to amplify your intentions and anything that you're focusing on right now currently. It is open to you to connect with, and it's also completely up to you. Take it or leave it. It's your own free will. And thank you guys all for just supporting and being here with us.
Yes, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for taking in, take in what resonates with you. If there's just so much information and you're going, I don't know if I get all of that. Get what you get from it. Even if it's like 3 lines of everything that I said at the very beginning, right? Take that and chew on it and savor it and allow it to move down the palate into every orifice that's going to grow you and expand you, and then allow the rest of it to be eliminated. Because I guarantee you, the rest of that information will come back around to you when you're ready for it. When you're ready to to take more in. You're not being lost in it. Nobody is moving faster than you. Everybody is getting what they need from it right now, where they are at. Nobody has to be on the same plane. Nobody is higher or lower. It's all your wisdom and your your wisdom and your expansion, your shifting and your evolution, and you get to do it at your own pace. You don't have to speed up or slow down for anyone. You get to do you. We're here. We're here. And when you're ready for the rest of it, it's in a replay. It's in a replay. It's it's on my YouTube. It's on Marcus's YouTube. It's in our bios in Instagram and YouTube. And when you're ready for the rest of it, you just go, oh, I got to go play that because I remember Sandra saying this, or I remember Marcus saying this, or I remember Ross saying X, Y, and Z. I want to find out. Matter of fact, if you don't want to do the replay, guess what? There are ways to contact us so that you can say, hey, can I talk to you for 5 minutes? I need to know. I remember you saying X, Y, and Z, and we'll go and find that for you. Can you walk it through? Can you walk me through it? I know I'm here because I'm called to serve. I want to serve me because I know in serving others, I am taken care of. I'm not afraid to share with you what I know. I may not know a whole lot, but what I got, I give to you. Right? And if we got to learn it together, come on, sit by my side. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We in here in real time for the infinite.
Thank you for all the love from everybody, especially on the YouTube and Instagram, both of you. And welcome, Guru from Ninth Density. It's good to see some new, fresh faces and energies in the Send and Beyond space. Welcome. A great day.
So last week we learned about Rasputin and Genghis Khan, a little bit about them. We learned a little bit about Martin Luther King, and I forgot the other name, but we learn how they express. Right. And they expressed in growing and expanding. They weren't perfect. They went through the negative polarity just like everybody else. They touched on some positive polarities. Just what they make say not to say not to keep ate. They shall moko ate na so you need to. It's about sharing the information, the wisdom. I'm not hogging it. It does me no service to hog it. Keep it for myself. I want to grow. I want to expand. I want you to grow and expand at your own pace. You can't be me. And there was only one authentic you created. I can't be you. You are authentic. And the more you grow and expand, the more your authenticity expands. So I'm excited to see you on Wednesday. I can even think out into the future. I'm excited to see you on Sunday. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose my mind. And I think I like it.
Somewhat hide it because I'm shining.
I'm shining. I'm shining. I'm shimmering. I'm glowing. I'm expanded.
Uh-oh.
I rise. I subside. Then I rise again.
Oh.
What does that sound like to you? That sounds like you breathing. You rise. And then you subside.
Oof.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And Ra is not the only one that's channeling. There's a lot of you special people that the divine is channeling through, and you're holding on to it thinking you're crazy. You're not. People have just told you that you don't talk to make-believe things. If you're hearing voices, you need to go talk to your shrink. You need to go find a therapist or a psychologist, or you need to go have hands laid on you and get rid of those devils. Now, you certainly can believe that because that's your free will, but the divine is giving you gifts, and if you're awakening, or you're having a spiritual or soul awakening, ask an embodying question to the being within you that started opening up your gifts for you. It must be time. Though free will says you got the will to leave those gifts right where they are. You don't have to open them. You can listen to them call you. You can allow yourself to go crazy, and you can allow yourself to be put on medicine and given a label. That's your free will. But just as you can do that, you can do the total opposite and open every one of them gifts and say, here I am, feel me. This life was not guaranteed to be easy. That's our misconception, that it was supposed to be easy breezy. It was just meant for us to have it. And then we were given free will and given energy so that we could call those things into being that we wanted. And the energy said, your wish is my command. I know, just like the genie, Aladdin's lamp. But Aladdin only got 3 wishes. And then he had some quick crows to it too. So he couldn't get everything he wanted. But the divine says infinite possibilities are yours. They're already within you. Call them forward. They're energy. And energy says, let it be so. Your wish is my command. Life is waiting for you. Here's another way to say it. Life is waiting for you to give it a command. It's not here to just fuck with you or fuck you over. It's here for you to give it a command. And there's infinite possibilities and infinite ways to live this life. You get to choose whichever way you want it. You can go to anybody's page on Instagram and they can present to you a piece of their truth as they see it. And then you get to decide if it's for your highest and greatest good, and if it wants you want it to serve you. Whether it's iTunes or Spotify or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or any other platform, you get to decide. Everybody's got their version of what they believe their truth is. And their truth is their truth until such time as something rubs up against it for them to choose something else. The same way is for you. May the Most High, most divine in wholeness of my openness Open me and utilize me for my highest and greatest good of all. Mm-mm-mm. When you ask for that openness, you become responsible for you got to know when you ask for it and it's open, then you take full responsibility for it. What
It's
is that?
flowing.
With great power comes what? With great power comes comes great responsibility.
The
You
fire's
think
flowing.
right? You think Superman? They coined that phrase. The divine gave them that phrase. They put it in the comic book. But that isn't just for Spider-Man. That's for you, me.
That's right.
So take what resonates. Thank you very much for joining. You know, the divine, sometimes the divine just takes this little Gemini mouth and it just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I love you.
In your note, you said you could teach me to gain control of the avatar state. How?
You must gain balance within yourself before you can bring balance to the world. And the first step to gaining balance begins with this. Drink up.
Ugh! It tastes like onion and banana juice.
That's because it is. Yum, yum. In order to master the avatar state, you must open all the chakras. And tell me everything you know about chakras.
What are chakras?
Oh, I see. I guess we'll start with the basics. The water flows through this creek, much like the energy flows through your body. As you see, there are several pools where the water swirls around before flowing on. These pools are like our chakras.
So chakras are pools of spiraling energy in our bodies?
Exactly. If nothing else were around, this creek would flow pure and clear. However, life is messy and things tend to fall in the creek. And then what happens?
The creek can't flow?
Yes, but if we open the paths between the pools,
The energy flows.
there are 7 chakras that go up the body. Each pool of energy has a purpose and can be blocked by a specific kind of emotional muck. Be warned, opening the chakras is an intense experience, and once you begin this process, you cannot stop until all 7 are open. Are you ready?
I'll do whatever it takes.
First, we will open the Earth Chakra, located at the base of the spine. It deals with survival and is
And that is just another beautiful resource for all of you guys. You guys can always watch different cartoons and animes that talk about spirituality and these wonderful things, such as the Avatar. And yeah, there's a lot of fun ways out there, guys.
Avatar, the second one of Avatar, I suggest you watch that.
Oh yeah.
I really do. The divine has been talking to us ever since we've through all the communicative play toys we've had. Right? And we I used to think that those kind of movies went over my children's head, but children are they're moving through their chakras all the time if they have not been impeded by adult thinking. Right? So sometimes my kids would come and tell me the most like amazing things, and I go, "Where'd you get that from? That's kind of adult of you." And then, "Oh, Mom, you need to watch this," and I'll sit down and watch it, and I'll gain wisdom and experience. Ram, lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, ung, hum, unk, Talk about a tongue twister, but that's vibratorially.
Lam, vam, ram, yam, Oh, wow.
Did you it resonated, right?
Yeah.
Lam, vam, ram, lam, hum, ung. There's that one. Ung, hum, unk, Eso toku a atu ataki on toku o shen no te se shoku ona.
Wow, we got 8 in the house on the YouTube side. Maybe we're just gonna keep on going forever.
Why not? It's a Monday night.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night. Yes. Right. It's I don't know. I just believe that the divine likes to have fun.
That's right.
Right?
You know, you're still going on your IG. Your IG is still rolling.
My IG is still rolling?
Yeah, the whole time.
That's interesting. They're seeing a lot. What are they saying? They're saying, "Ooh, Sandee is a crazy mofo." Oh yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah. It's like, tell me what they say. But the divine loves to have fun. Right? A guru from the ninth density says, peace from Turks and Caicos, the creators and writers of TLA. Amazing job and portraying the mind-body complex in a digestible way. Digestible way. I know. Doesn't the visuals help you? Because we could talk about it all day, but if your mind sees the visual of how your chakras work, especially through the last cartoon that you just saw, did you ever think that they work that way? Imagine your children are watching that and they're learning about their chakras. And then they walk into the room while you're drinking, sipping your coffee and painting your nails or writing your next thesis for work the next morning, whether it's mommy, daddy, or both, or either or. And they start talking about the chakras to you. Blow you away. Right? And get this, we're mind, body, spirit complexes. Ra is a social complex. You want to know how Ra got that way? Their whole planet vibrated at the same density, at the same polarity, at the upper polarities, all at the same time. They merged with the divine, back to the divine, and became a social complex. They become oneness.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that Earth will do that, but there's an infinite possibility. Isn't that glorious? Could you imagine? Could you imagine Earth consciousness merging with humanity, all on one accord to become a social complex? Holy shit! I would love it. I think that would blow everybody's mind as we're merging into it, doing the slow movement of it. Right?
Shout out to Guru from Ninth Density. Peace from Turks and Caicos, the creator and writers of TLA. Really did an amazing job at portraying the mind-body-spirit complex in a digestible way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then he says, social memory complexes for the win. Yes.
Okay.
For the win. Would it be lovely? Lovely, as Mary Poppins says it? Lovely. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. I'm just saying. And Mary Poppins had her own little bag, her deep dive of bags. I'm telling you that all our communication that we use, TV, movies, they're always, Mary Poppins was over almost going on, will be 30 years ago. And that bag where she was pulling out everything and the kids were looking in it and seeing into the darkness and abyss, and she kept pulling out, she pulled out a coat rack and she pulled out an umbrella and she pulled out this and she pulled out that. That's the infinite abyss of the universe that keeps growing and expanding. And if the universe grows and expands, imagine us, because we've got this cosmic universal DNA in us. Glorious. I have to go, but sending you love. George Benson, give me the night. Oh, we're about to hear it.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. I'm about to move my chair because I'm just going to dance. All right?
Whenever dark is falling, you know the spirit of the party starts to come alive until the day is dawning. We can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night. You need the key action. A place to dine, a glass of wine, a little late romance. It's a chain reaction.
I think I should close my Instagram out so it doesn't
music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night. So come on out tonight, and we'll leave the others on a ride through paradise. And if you feel alright, then we can be lovers, cause I see that starlight look in your eyes. And don't you know we can fly? Just give me the night. Give me the night. Cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night. So come on out tonight, and we'll leave the others on the ride through paradise. And if you feel alright, then we can be lovers, cause I see that starlight look in your eyes. Don't you know we can fly? And when we stay together, we'll feel the rhythm of the evening picking us up high. Never mind the weather. We'll be dancing in the street until the morning light. Cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night.
Oh.
Give me the night. Give me the night. Give me the night.
I had to, hey, we played that on Instagram, and hey, all I got to say is, all right. So, all righty then. And as I was dancing, my dog was saying, hey, look, you're up dancing, and that means that, hey, it's time for me. What time is it? I have to go, but sending you all the love and gratitude. Beam me up, everybody. beam me up, Scotty. All right. I'm going to say, guys, you're going to have a blessed evening. I know it. For those who are about to head to Dreamland, dream well. And for those who are about to get ready to go to Dreamland, hydrate, drink some water.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this episode and having fun with us as well. Dancing, watching cartoons, exploring many different ways of exploring ourselves and our multidimensional human being selves, and just enjoying these messages and conversations. Thank you all. Appreciate you.
Thank you all. One love, peace, joy.
One love.
Miss something from nothing, just like magicians. Gotta relearn everything. Just to remember that I was forgetting. Just to remember that we had a vision. Did it all, don't know how I did it. Time to go start season to go, and you know those crystal truths. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Start season to go, and you know those crystal children. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we know the vision. Start season to go, and you know those crystal children. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Start season to go, and you know those crystal children. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we know the vision. Off on the mission, you know how it goes. Off in the system, they turn up their nose. They took all the soil, but they didn't know. Through the concrete, you see the roads. Eyes ain't open, don't mean I ain't woke. Ain't got no cash, don't mean that I'm broke.